A serial killer sends coded messages to newspapers. He taunts police. He claims 37 victims. And he is never caught. In the late 1960s, one man terrorized the entire state of California and then simply disappeared. His identity remains unknown to this day. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer. December 20th, 1968. A dark country road outside Vallejo, California. Two teenagers, David Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, are parked at the end of Lake Herman Road. At 11 p.m., an unknown man approaches. He shoots David once in the head. Betty Lou runs. She is shot 5 times in the back before she can escape. Police arrive to find 2 bodies, no witnesses, no motive, and no leads. It is a cold, senseless double murder. But it is not random. Something much darker has just begun. 6 months pass. Then, on July 31st, 1969, 3 Bay Area newspapers receive identical letters on the same day. Each letter contains 1/3 of a 408-character cipher. The writer claims to be the Vallejo Killer. He demands the newspapers print his cipher on their front pages or he will kill again. He signs each letter with a crossed circle. He calls himself the Zodiac. The newspapers comply. 8 days later, a high school teacher and his wife crack the code. The message reads, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." The Zodiac does not stop. July 4th, 1969, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Maggio are shot in a parking lot. Maggio survives. September, 2 college students are attacked at Lake Berryessa. The killer arrives wearing a hood with his crossed circle symbol drawn on it. He ties them up. He stabs them multiple times. Cecilia Shepard dies. Brian Hartnell survives and gives police the first description. October 11th, a taxi driver named Paul Stein is shot in the head in San Francisco. A piece of his shirt is mailed to a newspaper the next day. The Zodiac is collecting trophies. The Zodiac sends 4 ciphers in total. The first is solved. 3 remain mysteries for decades. The 340-character cipher, sent in November 1969, stumps professional cryptographers for 51 years. Then, in December 2020, an international team of amateur codebreakers cracks it. The message reads, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. That thrill you people think I am doing the killings is wrong. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise." The other 2 ciphers remain unsolved. Many believe they contain his real name. Over 2,500 suspects are investigated. The most prominent, Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted child molester whose watch brand matched the Zodiac's references, whose handwriting was eerily similar, and who was named by a surviving witness. Police search his home twice. They find nothing definitive. DNA extracted from Zodiac letters does not match Allen. He dies in 1992, never charged. In 2021, a team of independent investigators names Gary Francis Post, a deceased former Air Force serviceman, as the Zodiac. The FBI reviews the evidence. The case remains open. The last confirmed Zodiac communication arrives in 1974, a postcard reading, "Me 37, SFPD 0. And then nothing. No more letters. No more ciphers. No more confirmed killings. He simply stops. Did he die? Was he imprisoned for an unrelated crime? Did he become someone ordinary, a neighbor, a colleague, a father, while holding an impossible secret? Somewhere, the truth exists. Perhaps in an unsolved cipher. Perhaps in the memory of someone who chose silence. The Zodiac is never caught. He is never identified. And somewhere, that crossed circle still waits to be understood. After the Paul Stine murder in October 1969, San Francisco becomes a city under siege. The Zodiac sends a letter threatening to shoot out the tires of a school bus and pick off the children as they tumble out. School districts receive the letter. Bus routes are changed. Armed officers begin riding school buses. Dave Toschi, the San Francisco homicide detective assigned to the case, becomes the public face of the investigation. He is brilliant, relentless, and media-savvy. He carries animal crackers in his coat pocket. He wears a bow tie to crime scenes. He will spend the rest of his career trying to solve a case he never cracks. The city does not recover its sense of safety for years. In 1971, filmmaker Don Siegel models the fictional detective in Dirty Harry, a rogue cop hunting a Zodiac-like serial killer, after Toschi. The Zodiac has become mythology while still being real. Police receive thousands of tips. Every lead evaporates. Every promising suspect clears. The killer watches all of it unfold from wherever he is. He writes to say so. 3 people survived direct Zodiac attacks. Michael Majo was shot 4 times at Blue Rock Springs on July 4, 1969. He survives by lying still and pretending to be dead. He later identifies Arthur Lee Allen in a police lineup in 1991, 22 years after the attack, with complete certainty. Brian Hartnell survives the Lake Berryessa stabbing in September 1969. He is stabbed 6 times. He recalls that the Zodiac wore a black hood with a white crossed circle stitched onto it, the only time the killer appeared in a self-designed costume. Hartnell describes his voice as calm, almost businesslike. The Zodiac talked to him for several minutes before attacking. He told them he was an escaped convict who needed money. He then tied them up. He said, "I'm going to have to stab you people." Hartnell asked why. The Zodiac said, "I want to do it." At Lake Berryessa, after the attack, the Zodiac walks to Hartnell's car and uses a black marker to write the dates of his previous attacks on the car door, along with the date of that day's attack, and the words, "by knife." He leaves. He calls the Napa police himself from a payphone to report the crime. The call is traced. He is already gone. The Zodiac case fractures law enforcement. Multiple jurisdictions, Vallejo Police, Napa County, San Francisco PD, and the FBI each hold pieces of the puzzle and struggle to coordinate in an era before digital records or shared databases. Dave Toschi and his partner William Armstrong worked the San Francisco murders for years. In Napa County, Detective Ken Narlow works the Lake Berryessa case for 3 decades, convinced until his death that Arthur Lee Allen is the killer. The FBI opens a file in 1969. They close it in 2004 without a conclusion. Toschi is later investigated and cleared of writing fake Zodiac letters in the late 1970s. Investigators theorize he may have done it in a desperate attempt to restart a dead case. Whether true or not, it illustrates something: the Zodiac does not just kill people. He consumes the investigators. He becomes the defining, unresolved question of their professional lives. Narlow, Toschi, Armstrong, none of them see the case closed. The Zodiac outlasts the careers of every detective who hunts him. When San Francisco PD transfers Toschi off the case in 1978, he reportedly cries. He never stops believing he was close. The Zodiac Killer enters American culture in a way that no other unsolved case has matched. He is the subject of at least 5 major films, dozens of books, and thousands of ongoing online investigations. David Fincher's 2007 film Zodiac captures something true about how the case affects people. It pulls you in and does not let go. Amateur investigators have spent decades, careers, and in some cases their mental health trying to solve it. Online communities continue to analyze every letter, every cipher, every photograph. In December 2020, the Z340 cipher is finally cracked, 51 years after it was sent, by a team of 3 amateur codebreakers from the United States, Australia, and Belgium. They submit their solution to the FBI. The FBI confirms the decryption is correct. The message contains no name. 2 ciphers still remain unsolved. In 2021, a team of independent investigators publicly names Gary Francis Post, a deceased Air Force veteran, as the Zodiac, citing facial reconstructions, chemical evidence, and name anagrams hidden in the ciphers. The FBI reviews the claim. They do not confirm or deny it. The case remains officially open. Somewhere in California, someone knows the answer. They have always known. And they have never said. The Zodiac case is more than a murder mystery. It is a window into how one person can terrorize millions and vanish without a trace. If this story kept you watching until the end, subscribe now. Hit the bell. Every week, we go deeper into the cases, the psychology, and the darkness that history tries to bury. What we cover next might be closer to home than you think.